The original, bitch. What up? Here we are. What's going on, everybody? It's Armand, and we are back with another video. Yes, I'm really excited about that. I love coming and talking video news and things like that with the people. Oh, wow. We're going to wait for YouTube to wake up some of the damn viewers. But I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'm trying to wait for some of you guys to get into the room. But listen, with I guess we got to get into some things. So some shit might shut down, some shit might stop working. But we're gonna get through the show, okay? Also, if you're new, welcome to the show and hello.
Hello, motherfucker.
Yeah, shout out to the UK. Shout out to the UK. Oh, my first person on here. I remember this is like back in the day, like when I would only have like one person on live. That's when you know. That's when you know it's real. All right, y'all. So let's start the show. Um, we got to talk about Jussie Smollett. All right, so um, it's been a lot going on with this story. It's just been so many twists and turns, and me personally, I really cannot take too much of that. Like when it's just like so much going on, like I'd be ready to know. Like, listen, are we good? Did he do it? Did he not? Like this shit is like dragging on, and then it's like all these different pieces to the puzzle that have been added. So it's like all these different pieces are getting added to this story, and we are leaving left not to know what to believe. So now we what we do know is Jesse Smollett at this point has been written off of Empire. Um, According to castmates, it's business per usual. They have to do what they have to do. They're not worried about it too much. They're trying to keep the show going. I don't watch Emperor. I didn't watch the premiere, to be honest with you, so I'm not going to lie. I heard that people on Twitter were going crazy because he was on there. I don't really know. I didn't really keep up with that part. I didn't really watch Empire when he was on there. I don't think I'm going to watch Empire now. Okay. Um. Also, um, Jesse. Well, we also know that he has been indicted on 16 felony counts of disorderly conduct and could be facing a total, if he gets charged for all of those, it's a total of like 60. If he gets the max penalty on all of those, it's like a total of 64 years that he could be doing in prison, which is the fool. But he maintains his innocence. He went to court early this morning and pled not guilty to all counts. Okay. Um, Meanwhile, right now he'll be able to only travel between Chicago, L.A., and New York. It says um, he's got to notify the court within 48 hours in advance before going to either location, and also needs to check back within 24 hours when he returned to Chicago. Okay, so they have a strict leash on him. Jesse can't really do anything. Jesse can't go anywhere. They have him by the balls. And not in a good way, it's not in a way that you would, it's not in an enjoyable way. It's more of like that, like it hurts kind of way. Kind of like, when your girlfriend is supposed to like get you all turned up and then she stops because she wants to go to sleep. So you kind of have end up with blue balls, like that kind of uncomfortable feeling. Oh, yes. So, well, while we have a whopping 30 people on here, I don't know what YouTube is doing today. They playing games with me today. Um, we're going to get into some things. So, I I um am not sure. The question of the day is Jussie Smollett innocent or is he not? My thing is this. I'm leaning a little bit because I'm like, this man is really facing, like, he could possibly be going to jail for the rest of his life if he gets the max penalty. Most times he won't, people don't get the max penalty, but there is a possibility. I'm looking pretty good. Now, um, Jesse, I'm starting to think that he's might be a little innocent because the fact that he is going in here as confident as he is and he's pleading not guilty. Like he strutted into the courtroom and he seems like he knows something. He seems very confident. He doesn't seem as though um, he feels like, damn, you know what? I've been got. So I'm not really sure what to make of this, how to feel. But, the question is he innocent? I personally think that, you know, if he's not totally innocent, he's not totally in it by himself. Okay? So I'm not really sure who else is involved, but I do believe that either he's either innocent, and this is going to be really weird for the person that planned all this and is not saying anything, or this plan was thought out from the beginning. So, um, I'm not really sure. Let's open up the call in number and maybe some people will want to call in. They said, what's going on? I'm not really sure. YouTube likes to play games from time to time. So they might not be sending out the notifications. So I can almost guarantee you a bunch of people are going to be hitting me up saying that they didn't see this live. So we just got to keep it rolling. Um, let's see. Let's open up the lines. 563-999-3658. Do you think Jesse Smollett is innocent? Is he innocent? This will be the time to call, guys. So for those people that always want to get in and they're like, yo, I can't get in. Well, while YouTube is having like a tantrum, this is the time to call. Hmm. So let me know what you guys think. Like, do you think? Let me look over at Facebook as well. I think he might be innocent. I think there might be, or he knows something. He definitely knows something. Okay, let's see. Let's uh, let's take our first caller. 813-9189. You're live on the air.
Hey, Armand.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey. So now that all this stuff has come out,
Uh huh.
I don't know if I feel like he's innocent or not. The story that I'm still on it being freezing cold and him wearing the noose for 40 minutes. So that just
Okay.
is just crazy still. But I don't know. We really can't trust the Chicago police for black people. So
Yeah.
it's like we don't know what to believe. We really don't. But if I think he does maybe deserve a punishment or a consequence if he did make this up. But look at all these white people that make shit up about black people every goddamn day and don't get a day in jail and don't face a motherfucking charge.
Oh, that's very true.
So, and Nothing happens to them. They do it on a daily basis. We have Barbecue Becky. We have all these names for them like it's a joke. But when one of us does it, and they're prominent, in our community, like they're doing with the other black men, not to say that these black men aren't wrong for, what they were doing, R. Kelly and whatnot, but they're trying to make black men a face of every single crime, and it's really crazy.
Right. And it's like I don't I'm not really I don't really know what to make of it because there was reports came out that the Chicago PD, there's an internal investigation that's being had
Mm-hmm.
within the department because they were leaking out false information as well, but they didn't confirm what information was false. So they were leaking information and they were leaking false information. So they weren't supposed to be talking at all, number one. And then when they were talking, it wasn't the entire truth of what's going on regarding the Jesse Smollett situation. So I don't really know. I'm
But
so torn.
do you think something's really going to happen? They're going to tell us they're having an internal investigation, but I'm sure they've had quote unquote so many internal investigations because they're corrupt. Like we know this.
Mm.
So just like Starbucks told us, oh, we're going to shut it down for one day and have training about racism. What the does that do?
Right.
But I mean, whether or not he did it, I'm still going to ride for Jussie. It's not like he did something against black people physically to harm
Okay.
our community. People make mistakes. People are, he might be on something we don't know. He might be dealing with depression, something like that. We don't know. But we can still have his back.
Right.
We can still have his back regardless because he's still one of us. So that's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Bye. All right, let's take another call. Shout out to the people that's here today. I don't know what's going on with the notifications, y'all. People are texting me saying that they didn't get their notification. Y'all know this YouTube. Listen, YouTube plays. That's why I'm working on trying to get something else outside of YouTube. So hopefully you guys will come on over once we get that going. Mm, okay, 404-7231. You're live on the air.
Hey Armand, how are you
Hey,
doing
what's
today?
going on, boo? I'm doing good.
I'm glad you are awesome. You two actually just made the point that I was about to make, and I'm so glad that you guys said it. So my thing is, as a black community, we all have to come together, and we are certainly capable of having a multi-layered conversation.
Mhm.
And so until we get these people who, like she said, like the barbecue Beckies and all of them, see, here's my problem with the issue. Jesse Smollett didn't injure anyone outside of himself.
Mhm.
He didn't stop anyone's career, anyone's money. Everything that he did was self-inflicted, so he only hurt himself and his own career.
Mhm.
That being said, when and no offense to anybody, but when others rely on the black man, like Becky and them, the problem is now affects it affects them going to college. Now they lose NFL contracts. Like there's real life consequences for our
Mhm.
black men who are falsely accused. And I'm not talking about anybody that's committed a crime. I am specifically talking about even, let's bring it current, 2017, 18, 19, black
Okay.
men that have went to jail that have later on been found innocent. We don't see any of those women that accuse them of those crimes on any social media. We don't see their jobs being lost. We don't see them having to do any sensitivity training. We don't see any of that. We don't know who the hell they are.
Right.
So I propose that we start getting
Howard is
ourselves
so Hollywood
involved
right
in
now
our
that
local
everything that
city
you say is
government.
so.
Because once we change that and we change these laws at the lower level, we can't even worry about the president when we can't even fix our own community at
Right.
home. So I don't want to hear nothing about Jesse Smoke. Like I had a guy come into my channel and he was trolling and he was like, "Well, why are y'all talking about Robert Kraft? Because Robert Kraft ain't did nothing to me. He does what a lot of men do. They go to get a happy ending. That's not a story." To me, it's a problem when people's lives are affected. When you can't go to college, when you have to forfeit your scholarship and forfeit NFL contracts, that's affecting someone else's life. I want to see them put on blast for the things that they do to the black man. That's what I want to see. And like you guys just said, Jussie Smollett, when it comes to the Chicago Police Department, how the hell y'all gonna investigate y'all own self for leaking false information? Are you
Right, that
kidding
was
me?
weird to me. That was weird to me too. But yeah, that's weird.
No, and then I'm with you. You didn't tell us what the false information is. You just said false information. So okay, so what's true and what's false? At the end of the day, no, nobody believes anybody with common sense did not believe Jesse's story. But I'm with him only because he didn't harm anyone else outside of himself. Him telling that lie didn't affect nobody else's life in any kind of way. Now I'm not saying what he didn't do is wrong. It's wrong, but what he do? Occupy our time on social media for a little while, and he introduced the conversation about abuse on people
So
that are in the gay community.
so my question is, do you think that he is innocent?
Now, I can't get over the fact that he did do a Good Morning America interview.
Okay.
Now, I think he's guilty of lying and fabricating the story. But if you sit up here and you tell me that Jussie Smollett thought of this, all of this just to save his job on Empire, where the ratings are dropping anyway and the whole show may
Yeah,
just
and I
go
don't feel like
away,
people was watching.
that
And
to
mind
me
you, I'm
doesn't
not
make
being
sense.
rude. I'm just trying to let people know that we are live because everybody keeps saying that they didn't get their notification. So I'm putting it on the story on Instagram. Sorry, but go ahead.
No, it's fine. And then I was going to tell you also too. I'll inbox you
Okay.
that to get a text group or get a few people that will be like your notification squad and or just get one notification numbers. I think it's like 36221 or something like that. And so people, you just plug it in, hey, going live in an hour, and then it goes out to everybody that's on the text list.
Oh, okay. So that's what we could do because YouTube is kind of really playing with everything right now. And they've been having
They
days.
are. It's
So,
it's playing.
yeah. But continue your point.
Be acting up. Yeah. So no, so that's all I wanted to say. It was like we don't believe nothing Chicago police says. And I'm with you with your point. I was saying that I don't think he's in this alone. The reasoning doesn't make sense. And so for that, it makes us want to examine the story a little deeper. Like, well, wait, hold up, Jesse. And think about it. If we were at a party and we hadn't seen him in a couple of weeks and he walked in with this story, we all would have looked at him like, nigga, what are you talking about?
Right.
Like, this doesn't even make sense, what you're saying. So it was a lie. I don't believe him for one bit. And just simply because of the temperature that it was at the time in Chicago. That's the
Okay.
main reason why I don't believe his story. And so, regardless of all of that, again, I'm not saying what he did do was right. It was wrong. But we gotta hold everybody accountable to the same esteem and the same accord across the board.
Yeah.
Becky and them can't go over there and accuse 10 black men, but then one black man do it and all hell breaks loose. No,
All right. Thank you, caller.
no, 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 no.
Thank
I love
you.
you, Armand.
Love
You
you
guys
too.
have a
Thanks for
beautiful
calling
day, and thanks
in.
for taking my call.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, those were some really good points because it's like, okay, so why is it such a big deal? Because Jesse Smollett, and I think it became this big of a deal because he involved Trump. Okay, but as I said before, I just want to get down to the why, the who, the what, and the why. The why, and really who, you know, because. The way that he's just walking in there and like he so confidently knows. I don't know if this is just the actor in him or is this him just like, you know what? We've worked this out. We're at this point. Did he plan for this? Is he comfortable? What is he being told? Somebody knows something. And here's what I'm thinking. The further this goes, the closer it gets. If he is in fact involved with someone else if someone else is involved, he's going to start singing. Once it looks like he's going to go down, I don't think he's going to go down totally alone. It's going to get to a point where the truth is going to come out. And if he is committing to a lie like this, then he really needs some serious therapy. Like I don't know like at some point it's like you're willing to go through all of this for a lie? Like that can potentially put you away for for a total of 64 years. I don't think that he'll get the max, but it's just if he gets charged the max on all 16 accounts, that's the rest of his life in jail. Like I don't think that it's worth it. It's kind of like shit. But I mean, I guess you got to commit because you've already said the lie and the indictment has been made. So either it's going to happen or it's not. So you just better hope you got a good ass lawyer, huh? Sheesh. Well, what's also interesting is that the judges is letting cameras in. Well, they only let cameras in today. We don't know if there's going to be cameras allowed in on April 17th. Hopefully, the cameras will be allowed in because today was like a 25-second deal. He came in, he said his piece, and he got out of there. We need to know. We want to watch body language. We want to hear how he's talking. We want to see the shit really go down. So they need to have cameras in that motherfucker the whole entire time. Okay, 5514635. You're live on the air.
All right. Hey, Armand. It's Cordell. How are you?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. I feel I feel like he definitely wanted all this to go down.
Okay.
Like something in me is telling me he wanted all this to go down. The way he was strutting in the courtroom, it was like you couldn't tell him anything. Like he wanted the attention. Like it's like if you know certain celebrities, like they go through like their trials and stuff, like Michael Jackson, or whatever. Like it's a big media circus. Like I feel like he
Mhm.
wanted this attention to go through this because I definitely feel he's narcissistic. There's
Mhm.
no way in hell that you lie about all this stuff and that you don't keep all your lies together and keep them straight.
Mhm.
Like it just doesn't make any sense.
Mhm.
I definitely think he's guilty, and I hope they let cameras in the courtroom on the official day, April 17th,
So, do you
because
think he should
I
go to
I want to
prison?
see.
Do you think he should go to prison?
Not for 64 years. Not for 64 years. There are worse crimes that are being committed out there.
Yes.
The recent case with the college scam. Now they deserve to go to federal prison because they're committing federal crimes. But he didn't really hurt himself like the last caller said. He didn't hurt anyone else but himself. I think the max he should get is maybe 2 to 3 years so he can like learn his lesson. But 64 years, I feel like that's pushing it. That's too much.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good one.
So, that's where we at with it right now. There aren't any like huge updates right now on this story. But we're going to continue to follow it. Make sure you guys like, share, most importantly, subscribe. If you guys would like to call in, now is the time. The number is 563-999-3658. So for those people who have been dying to call in and on those days where the chat is going crazy, you can't get in, listen, there's no callers right now. So this is the time to call in. Seriously. And while we're at it, listen, I want to let you guys know I love everybody that has reached out to me like when they don't see me on live. But I'm okay. I just took some days off, you know, uh, like a normal person. That's all. I'm fine, guys. It's all good. But so sometimes I will take like 2 days and not do any live. Sometimes I really have to unplug. So sometimes you guys, when you guys send me messages too, you guys will be updating me on stuff, and then we'll go talk about it because some of this stuff I don't sit and just think about this shit all day because it's an overload, and some of this stuff I only talk about because you guys like to talk about. Okay, but mentally I need to like literally unplug from it sometimes. So I'm not even on my phone. I'm not doing anything when it comes to like the content. So I'm not even posting. Um, but that's not a bad thing. It's just like all right, I'm stepping away. But I love you guys all for checking in, and I know it feels like years, light years when I'm not on live, right? I know. Uh, and then YouTube does like this weird thing where it just decides, all right, you haven't been here for 2 days, 3 days, you're gone. All right. 610 5793. You're live on the air.
Armand. I love you.
Hey, what's going on? I love you
You
too.
are
Let's.
yes. I've been listening and watching, and it is everything you said it is. And I just love how you have the platform to let people be aware and not have the wool pull over their eyes.
Okay. So, do you think that he's guilty?
Oh, most definitely. Not only do I think he's guilty, but the irony is that Caucasian people have been lying on us with these occasions, and now all of a sudden he's lying on the other race, and it's just ironic how he just allowed people to believe his story.
Okay.
And it's funny because people knew that he was lying and they were like, "Oh no, give it a chance to play out because we have to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's a victim."
Mm-hmm.
And even when they started getting details and the footage of the men that he swore they were Caucasian, and even when he was on with Robin Roberts, and
Mm-hmm.
they said the picture on the video with the two men that you claimed that beat you that were Caucasian, and he was like 1,000%. Those are the men.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is people believing this? Why would they even give him the benefit of doubt? Now, the jail time, like the gentleman said, that is excessive because the man that killed Michael Jackson, he only got 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to get anything over five, and the funny thing, you know how you say when you introduce yourself, you're live from a secret location?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted them to have Jussie Smollett from a secret prison. They're doing the Empire on location.
Right. Well, I'm interested to see what
So
this where
that's
this
what I was
goes
thinking.
because this is going to be interesting. Because my thing
Yes,
is, this is only looking like it's going to go down from here. Like I don't see unless it's like some big conspiracy that's going to unfold, and the men were lying, and Lee had them put up to this, and somebody in Congress. Like it's going to have to be like a real live like movie. Like this is going to have to really be
yeah.
some interesting shit.
I can't wait till they do the Lifetime movie of
Yeah,
it.
but it's
I
gonna
just want to
basically
see
depend
who's
on.
playing him. And if you saw yesterday, did you see when he was going in the court and the man that was directly behind him looked exactly like him with the
Wasn't that
beard,
his
mustache,
brother? I think
and the
that was his
shade?
brother.
Okay, because I was like, dang, that man looks exactly like him,
Yeah, I
even
think
to the
that might be his
glasses. Okay,
brother.
that was his brother. Okay, because I was wondering, I was like, wow. But I can't wait for the Lifetime movie because you know they're gonna do it.
All
They gonna
right.
have to.
Thank you, caller.
So he kind of got what he wanted. Thank you, Armand. I love you.
Love you too.
Smooch as
Bye.
always. Bye.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting when they do the movie, but I think it's gonna depend on like a movie would only come out depending on how this story ends. Like if it is like this crazy, like twisty turny ending, then I definitely think some type of movie will come out. All right. 917-3134. You're live on the air. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, Armand?
Good.
I'm okay. Yes, I have. I definitely. I won't say he's guilty
Okay.
because in my eyes, I don't feel he committed an actual crime.
Okay.
But I will say that the only thing he should get is not even probation. At first, I said probation, but he should just pay a fine. Because, like the
Mm.
previous caller said, he didn't hurt anyone. Right? He didn't hurt anyone. So let the man pay a fine, go to rehab, therapy, whatever he needs for himself. And I think that would be just because there was someone who just did vehicular manslaughter in Georgia and killed three people, and she's getting 36 months of probation. That happened in Georgia recently.
Here's the
Did you hear
thing.
about that?
No, I didn't hear about that in Georgia. But when it comes
Mhm.
down to, I think he should go to jail. But I don't if he is guilty because the commitment to it is kind of like you is like a slap in the face. Like you're will if he is found guilty, the lengths that he was willing to go to lie to the public and just to the people that support him, like it's bigger than a fine to me. At least you need to go to jail because there's a lot of people sticking their neck out there in support of him as well as there are people saying that he's guilty. So I mean, if he's out there, and if he's found to be guilty, and he's making all these people that support him look stupid, and he's blatantly lying to their face and everyone's face to the world, like yeah, like bro, you definitely need to do some time unless you can prove that you are psychiatric, like there's a mental issue there. Unless he can prove like he's like
Right.
mentally
Right.
crazy. But if he's perfectly normal, then nigga, you need to go to jail because you want some weird shit. Okay.
I agree. I agree. But I do respect him for keeping the same energy. I will say that.
Right now, we will say that he is. Listen, he has committed to this, so he is riding this all the way through. Like you gotta respect that. Like if he said, "Listen, I'm going to make this story up, and I'm going to commit," then he made the conscious decision in his mind. So in my mind, I feel like he's ready for whatever. He's ready. He's already mentally gotten himself prepared to where he could win or lose this trial. I mean,
Right.
he doesn't have a
And I
choice
just
but
like
to be.
one more thing.
Uh huh.
Right. And I just have one more thing, and it's something that you actually, I think you were the first person I heard throw it out there, and I thought about it, and it's just a conspiracy theory. We all
Okay.
know this is all alleged, but the whole Lee Daniels angle, I think that's plausible, really,
Right.
that he has something to do with it. I really think something's weird about that.
And it's kind of like Jesse Smollett. Like, where would you where would you pull a Jesse Smollett out of nowhere to do some shit like this? You get what I'm saying? Like, why would he need to come and do some crazy shit, some weird shit like this? Like, what was he thinking? But I don't know. Like, I'm torn because
Hmm.
this shit is kind of like this story, the R. Kelly stuff. Like, it keeps growing legs and legs, and to me, I'm just overwhelmed by it all, and I'm tired of talking about the shit. Just get me to the
I
solution.
understand.
But thank you,
I understand.
caller.
Okay, you said, okay, I just have one last
Okay,
question for
go
you,
ahead.
Armand. You said you think he should go to jail. How much time do you think would be suitable?
Well, I think he at least needs to do it maybe 1 or 2 years. I wouldn't do a year's cool. Two is enough for me. I don't think he needs to do anything over 3 years. Like, but the only reason why that time is getting put on there like that is because he brought Trump in it. That's what made this whole federal thing. Like once you bring the president into some shit, like they're gonna make an
True.
example out of you, and then you're black and you're gay. You set yourself up for the ultimate war. Now they're gonna just now
True.
they have they know this shit is not that serious, but to prove a point because you stuck your he stuck himself out there, so they're gonna go to the max with it. They didn't even have to really dig this deep into this damn case. They could have let it be what it was and moved on. But because it was him, and because it was Donald Trump's name thrown out there and "Make America Great Again," all right, well, guess what? We're gonna dig all the way into this. And the more that they started finding him to be less credible, the more they wanted to dig, the more exciting it began. And now look, now they've indicted him on 16 charges of misconduct.
Wow.
They're having a
Wow.
field day with this. Donald Trump is excited. This is funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank
Have a
you.
blessed day.
You too. Bye. So those are just my thoughts, guys. We'll be watching. We'll be getting into some things. Um, so yeah. Also, I may come back and do another live. I'm gonna see what's going on. I want to make sure you guys all are getting your notifications. So if you're having a problem getting your notifications, what you should do right now is unsubscribe and resubscribe, and make sure you select the notification bell actually, and then hit the options tab and then select all notifications. Okay, so that it lets you know because sometimes if you select it, you'll only be on some notifications. All right, but I'm gonna get up out of here. Keep me updated. Oh well, we got another caller, so I'll take this caller. 925-3556. You're live on the air.
Hi, Armand.
Hey boo, what's going on?
Oh, nothing on that good lunch break. You know, I always gotta catch you when I'm at work.
Right, right,
I don't
right.
have much to say, but my whole thing is, if they do charge him, well, they're charging him. But if
Yes.
he were to get any type of jail time, I'm looking at all these other like situations that's been going on. Say like the Chris Brown situation. All these different women and females that are making all these false allegations
Mm-hmm.
and trying to press charges against them, stating and filing fake police reports, right? Saying,
Mm-hmm.
oh, well, Chris Brown raped me and his friend raped me, oh, and they forced me to do this and forced me to do that. Shouldn't they be getting charged and going to jail for that kind of stuff too? Or is it just
That's
because
true.
Jussie Smollett is who he is and all the presidents involved, so we're going to send him to jail because he's a black man. Now, if it was a black girl saying these things about a white man, would they go to jail and get all these different fines and, counts against them?
I think
I just look
maybe
at it like, this is weird.
I think if it was like a black woman that maybe like spoke out against the president, she probably would have to watch her back.
Mhm.
I think she would have to watch her back.
Mhm.
Hmm. Definitely. I think that's
Mhm.
the part that people are
I don't
missing.
think he should go to jail though.
But yeah, in a normal world, but the fact that he personally called out the president. Like you can't not do that if you're
True.
not ready for that smoke. Like you called out the president of the United States of America. Like and you said that
Yeah,
it
Jussie
was
want
it
all the
it
smoke.
was it was representatives, it was followers of the president that attacked you and yelled the slogan of the presidential campaign, make America great again.
Mhm.
With all the controversy that surrounding Donald
Mhm.
Trump, yo black and gay ass goes and says that two of Donald Trump's goons, put a hate crime on you. So
Right.
the president, and then
Yeah.
you have a platform of millions. You're on a syndicated television show every week in our
Mhm.
homes. So you have a platform. You're a celebrity. This is not me going and saying something like that. This is a person that has a voice, and then you have other people in the community with millions of followers. They're reposting you because they don't like the president either. So then you got all these
Mhm.
celebrities with platforms blowing it up, and then you have the internet. So then you have all the people that follow these celebrities. They may not even know Jesse Smollett, but maybe they follow Ti and Lee Daniels and Oprah and all these other people that are in your defense or in encouraging you. So now it becomes this big old thing where the president has to get involved. And now we find out that there's loopholes in your story and you're lying possibly. So yeah, they're gonna dig this out,
Oh.
and they're going to make an example out of Jesse Smollett. If he is found to be
And
lying, and why wouldn't they? He's black and he's gay. They lose nothing
mhm.
but gain what they really want.
Exactly. One more under their belt. One more
Exactly.
under their belt. He's so
Exactly.
stupid. So stupid. I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see. Like, okay, so is there going to be anything that's going to come out and be like, oh, damn. So this person has something to do with it. It just can't just be him. You can't be that damn stupid making all this money and have this huge platform and they do something like that and you didn't tie up all your loose ends. Something ain't right. Either
Hmm.
he's mentally, really mentally unstable, or somebody else has something to do with it. Because you got to be one crazy ass person to do this. This is crazy. It don't make
All,
no sense. And he goes, if they really force him and put him in jail, what is he gonna do? He can't survive.
all right. Thank
He is
you.
not gonna be able to survive. All right, boo.
Bye. Enjoy your lunch.
Bye. Oh yeah.
All right, I want to shout out to Tanisha. Tanisha says, "Thanks for taking my call, Armand. Shout out for the super chat. I was your previous caller. I think he needs probation to pay $1 million. That's good. People have gotten away with worse disrespect to Obama. Much love, Armand. You know what? That's right. I feel you. I feel you with that, girl. Okay. And thank you. Okay. So 404-1973. We're live on the air.
Hey, Armand, how you doing? This is Eric Diller, writer and producer from Atlanta. What's going on, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Yeah, I agree with pretty much what everybody else is saying. That from jump, I didn't believe it. Of course, in the beginning, it was not time to say that because it was such a sensitive issue in the beginning. But as soon as things started to unfold, the story started to unravel. All of us started to see, okay, this is exactly what's going on. What most of us, thought in the beginning.
Hmm.
When he started getting into the federal parts of mailing powders and things to himself, I
Yes.
think that what people are not thinking about, it's not so much that he did it to himself and nobody got hurt. It's what could have potentially happened. And when he
Mm.
involved all of those sensitive groups, it literally could have broken out into basically a civil war. I don't think that people are really looking at it as what could have potentially happened because we loved him so much. And
Okay.
people do have his back and support him, and he's never been problematic. So thankfully nothing happened. But based on how he set everything up, that could have just been literally like Armageddon. And I think that they're going to use part of that, especially when they get into the federal crimes.
Yeah, that could have been bad. Yeah, mailing powders to himself,
Hmm.
and yeah, that's just a lot.
Yeah,
Like that could have started having black people going killing innocent white people for no reason. Anybody that remotely
exactly.
had on a red hat or looked like a Trump supporter could have got knocked off, and then it would have
Yeah,
turned in a war over with white people killing black people. It just would have got really, 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 really nasty, for no
real bad,
reason.
real fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And then I also think too, like you said too, with I still believe that yes, he has something to do with it. And my main thing is all I keep saying, so I don't, throw any dirt on anyone. I keep saying Lee is still silent. I still think that's interesting. And all of this, Lee
Yes.
Daniels has not said a peep about anything, especially how hard he went with the video in the very beginning when it allegedly happened. And he was, sharing, "You're my son, and because you're my son, I will stand with you." And he has not been nowhere
Hmm.
near this situation since he put that video up. I still think that that's fishy.
All right. Thank you, caller.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great
Enjoy your show.
insight.
Keep doing your thing.
Bye. All right. Another caller, 903-7931. You are live on the air.
Okay, so the first point I wanted to make was
Okay.
that, like, just like the last caller said, that a lot more could have potentially happened. Like you said, people could have been getting knocked out just because black people could have been walking around like, these white Trump supporters, we can't trust none of them, so let's just kill them all. They want to beat up
Right.
Jussie, they want to beat up black people, so let's just kill them all. Fuck them. So that could have happened. Also, everybody's thinking that he's going to do 64 years. All of that, yeah, he could do 64 years, but I feel like if he does any time, they're going to run it concurrent. I don't
Okay.
think they're going to make him do 64 years for this. Like it, yeah, and also people keep saying he didn't hurt anyone. He actually did. There could have been something else that Chicago could have been investigating, but they were investigating bullshit as Jesse's case. So
Okay.
you spent the state's money on some bullshit. There are people that could have actually happened to, and now everybody that says some shit like this is gonna get a side eye, anyways. So that's some more bullshit. Like it's shit on top of shit. So yes, he does deserve to go to jail. He does not deserve 64 years. No, he probably does deserve some fines. And people keep saying it's just about what he said to Trump. That's dumb. No,
Mhm.
it's not. Like all the other points I just made. It's
Mhm.
about what could have happened. It's about what the money that he spent on what that was spent on his investigation could have been spent on. Like we
Mm.
already like there's just a lot of things that just don't make sense that people are saying, and like I still can't say. And and the other thing, you got to keep this same energy. It's too far into it for
Yeah,
you
it's
to
too
change
far
your
into
energy.
it. You're right. You're right. You're right. Because at
You
this point, it
can't
don't
change your
matter if you
energy. It's
made it
like
up or not. You might as well. You got to commit now because
yeah,
you've already been
you know,
indicted on the shit.
yeah, you are fully committed. You're married to it. So I mean, like he can't change his energy. It's like when you arguing with somebody and you realize you're wrong, but you got to keep arguing. Like you've been arguing for 20 minutes. You got to keep arguing. So that's the only points I wanted to make. They're probably going to run that concurrent. And, yeah, he does deserve to go to jail for a little bit. Also, Ed, what is he going to do in jail? They're not going to put him with population.
No.
He's actually somebody. He's not going to be in population. So he's going to sit in a room by himself for probably a majority of his days, draw, and think of other schemes for when he gets out. That's what he's going to do, and that's what he deserves to do. Sit there and think about the bullshit that he did. This bullshit, 'cause that's what it was.
All right. Thank
But
you,
that's all I have
caller.
to say. All right.
Yes, come on. We getting into some things today. So listen, I can't wait to see how this unfolds. I hope some more stuff come out. The other thing is, well, maybe the brothers are lying. I want to know more about the brothers. Like do we believe why do we just believe them? Like what like that's so interesting. Like they were just strategically placed. I don't know. This shit is just all weird to me. It's one big old empire episode playing out live for the world. And it's going to be a very, very interesting finale. Um, but you guys, I'm about to get up out of here. All right, so make sure you guys like, share, most importantly, subscribe. And if you haven't done so, do the notification thing I told you about. Unsubscribe and resubscribe, and let's see if that helps everybody that got their notification. So if you didn't get your notification this time, sorry. If you're catching the replay, I'm sorry. You got to tell YouTube. But until next time, you guys keep that same energy, and I'll see you soon. All right. I love you. Bye. We are recording live from a secret location.